off the key point, which, if I plug 1 in for x, 1, 3, or off my horizontal asymptote. Both of them are with graph B. Here, my key point, -3, -3, or my horizontal asymptote of -4. Well, which graph has those? -3, -3, and my horizontal asymptote is y equals -4. So therefore, this graph would be D. Here, -2, e to the 0 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2, 2 plus 3 is 5. Or a horizontal asymptote, or y equals 3. Okay, so -2, 5, -2, 5, and a horizontal asymptote of 3. So this answer is going to be C, and most likely, this answer is going to be A. We have the negative exponent, so we're going in that direction. If I plug 4 in, I get 0.42 and a horizontal asymptote of -1. Just to confirm it, 4,2, here's my point, goes right through it, and we have a horizontal asymptote at -1. I think that's the best way to go about this. Even though the bases here are numbers and not e's, if I put -1 in, 2 to the 0 is 1, 1 minus 2 is -1, and my y asymptote is or horizontal asymptote, I should say, is y equals -2. Which graph has -1, -1 on it? This one. And the asymptote is at -2. That's B. 2, 4. 2, 4 is A. In addition, my horizontal asymptote is y equals 3. And I should recognize, when this number is bigger than 1, we're going up as we go to x goes to infinity. If this number is less than 1, we're going down as x is going to infinity. That's going to be true every single time. So in this case, A is the answer for this one. Here, my key point is 3, 4. Come down. Oh, I don't see that. Hold on. See if I made a mistake. I made a mistake. 3 minus 3 is 0. 3 to the 0 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. My key point is 3, 2, and my asymptote is y equals 1. Graph C has those same features. And finally, my key point of -2. 1/2 to the 0 is 1 times -2 is -2. Minus 4, -6. -2, -6, here's my graph. And my asymptote is going to be at y equals -4. And there's my graph with the asymptote at y equals -4. So this one is D. I'm going to start on my key point. If I plug -1 in for x, e to the 0 is 1 minus 2. -1, -1. My asymptote, y equals -2. My range I'll get to, my domain is going to be -infinity to infinity. When I graph that key point, it's -1, -1, with an asymptote at y equals -2. That means my graph is going up. The key point is always on the graph. The key point's above your horizontal asymptote, you're going up. Below your horizontal asymptote, you're going down. So my range is going to be from the horizontal asymptote to positive infinity. When I go to graph it in E, you really only have one point. If the exponent's positive, as x is greater, y goes to infinity. If the exponent's positive, as x is lower, we go toward the asymptote. This is what your graph would look like. You will have to draw an accurate graph. My second one, start with the key point. 3 makes this equal to 0. So 2 to the 0 is 1. It's a -1. -1 plus 3 is 2. So my key point is going to be 3, 2. My asymptote is going to be y equals 3. So y equals 3 is right here. 3, 2 is right here. My domain is going to be, oops, that's the wrong spot. Y equals 3. My domain, negative infinity to infinity. When that key point is below the asymptote, that means my range is going down. I'm going from negative infinity to 3. That graph goes down to negative infinity, not up to infinity, because the asymptote blocks the graph. It's not going any higher than that. For a 2, you can put numbers in. So you can put a chart off to the side here, and I can start with my 3, and I'm going to go 4, 5. I'm going to go 2, 1. When I put a 3 in, I got 2. When I put a 2 in, 2 minus 3 is negative 1. 2 to the negative 1 is 1 half. Negative 1 half plus 3 is 2 1/2. Now I put the 1 in. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. 2 to the negative 2 is 1/4. Negative 1/4 plus 3 is 2 3/4. Now I put my x's in. 4 minus 3 is 1. 2 to the 1 is 2. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1. 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 squared is 4. Negative 4 plus 3 is a negative 1. And now I'm going to plot those points. Okay, so we have 1 and 2 3/4. 2 and 1, 2 and 2 1/2. 3, 2. 4, 1. 5, negative 1. Next one, my key point, I'm going to throw negative 2 in here. 3 to the 0, when you plug negative 2 in there, is 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. So negative 2, 5. Horizontal asymptote, y equals 4. So if I graph that y equals 4, there it is. We have point negative 2, 5. That point is above the horizontal asymptote. So that means my range is going from 5 to infinity. And my domain, as usual, negative infinity to infinity. Start with negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 1, and 0. The negative 2 we already got. It's 5. Negative 1 plus 2 is 1. 3 to the 1 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. So negative 1, 7. We plug 0 in. 0 plus 2 is 2. 3 squared is 9 plus 4 is 13. So unfortunately, this one we have to go a little bit off the graph. It is what it is. Going the other way, 3 to the negative 1 is 1/3. That's 4 1/3. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. 3 to the negative 2 is 1/9. 1/9 plus 4, 4 1/9. There's your answer. Finally, negative 4 is my x-coordinate, my key point. 1/2 to the 0 is 0. I'm sorry, 1/2 to the 0 is 1. Excuse me, 1 minus 1 is 0. So the key point here is negative 4, 0. My horizontal asymptote, y equals a negative 1. So y equals negative 1 is right here. Okay, negative 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. So we're above the asymptote. So we're going negative 1 to infinity, and the domain is infinity to infinity. When I want to get my points, I'm going to put the XY chart right here. So we put negative 4 in. Negative 4, 0. Negative 5, negative 6, negative 3, negative 2. 1/2 to the negative 1 is 2. And 2 minus 1 is 1. 1/2 to the negative 2, that's 2 squared, that's 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. Negative 1 plus 4 is 1. 1 half minus 1 is negative 1 half. And negative 2 plus 4 is 1 half squared. It's 1/4 minus 1. And that's negative 3/4. So we have negative 6, 3. Negative 5, 1. 3 negative 1 half. 2 negative 3/4. And there's your graph.